99 वर्कआउट्स विद मी एंड अन्नवी। आज हम यहाँ पे पुणे में एक जैसे मैं हमेशा अपने एपिसोड्स में नए नए जगह में ले जाता हूँ। ये यहाँ पे हम योगी ट्री में हैं। इट्स अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल प्लेस, वेरी पीसफुल, एंड इफ यू वांट टू हैव सम नाइस चाय इन द मॉर्निंग एंड ब्रेकफास्ट, इट्स अ नाइस प्लेस टू hang around. And I was so glad that I could catch hold of Annavi from her routine. I mean, she was, her day starts very early apparently. So Annavi, tell me something. I believe, I have known you for a long time. I used to see you working out in the gym, something like that. I kind of know that, you were like an obese child,
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah.
And then, was it difficult for you, or were you bullied and things like that, or
Yes.
teased or something like that?
So my childhood was a very rough childhood.
Okay.
I've been through a lot.
Okay.
I've been bullied. I've been made fun of. I've been literally mentally tortured just because I was fat.
Okay.
And so I've been through a lot of insult and humiliation as well.
Okay.
But I think that was necessary for me to push through, and that was like a fuel to my fire,
Okay.
So that really helped me. So I want to thank everyone who actually did that to me,
Right.
because I wouldn't be here today.
Correct.
So that phase, I think, taught me a lot about myself.
Okay.
And what I think that ignited my passion for
Okay.
fitness.
Oh wow. So when you say bullied and things like that, child obesity is it's on rise world over.
Yeah.
And especially when we are in this lockdown phase, when people have
Right.
been at home, especially children who've been at home for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of message would you like to share in terms of people who are in your situation, who I heard a lot of people do get these kind of people come and really fellow colleagues, the
Yeah,
schoolmates, they are themselves putting a colleague down
Yeah, definitely.
by body shaming, that kind
Yes,
of thing.
yes, yes.
So was it tough for you, or was it like or do you still go back and you keep on getting this flashback?
I do not get flashbacks anymore because I'm way over a lot of things. But as I mentioned, that phase was helpful and needed for my journey.
Right.
And it was tough, I wouldn't lie, it was really tough. So I've been through a lot of depression and out of it. So it was tough, but I'm glad that I connected to the gym so well, because the first time I entered the gym, I knew it. I had a feeling that this is it for me.
Okay.
And I'm not going to stop. So
Okay.
from there on, it started and it just never stopped.
Oh wow. You're watching 99 workouts with me and Annavi. मेरा अगला सवाल अन्नवी से ये है कि अन्नवी, I believe you got into the hospitality industry.
Yes.
And you did a 4 years kind of a course on it.
Yeah.
So why didn't you pursue something full time? Just generally people who do like hospitality is a big
Yes.
industry. So what made you not pursue something
So
like
when
that?
I joined, the reason I joined hospitality is because I love cooking and I love baking. So that's the reason I joined it in the first place. But when I saw that those hours of working where you're not appreciated for the work you do, I didn't enjoy myself as much, because obviously during the internships we were not allowed to just be in the kitchen.
Right.
And we were doing all sorts of things.
Right.
That does humble you down.
Right.
But I think I never stopped working out. So once I got out of the hospitality course, I realized that my happiness is not there. It's
Okay.
in the gym.
Okay.
So might as well pursue something I'm good at and I love what I do, and I'm
Right.
happy while I do it.
Right.
So that's the reason I shifted from my hospitality to fitness.
Okay. I believe you have started your home cooking in
Yes.
terms of you bake
Bake,
a lot,
yeah.
and I've tasted a couple of your cookies and all which
Yeah,
you had made,
yeah.
especially. So what is the USP of this?
So what I do is all the recipes are created by me.
Okay.
I do a lot of trial and error.
Okay.
I make sure that they are in proper nutritional, it's nutrient dense basically.
Right.
So if you are buying something from me or like trying something, you will have the macros, you will have the protein, calories, fats, fiber, everything written down right in front of you.
Okay.
So even if you are following a rigid program, you will know exactly what you are putting in your system.
Oh, wow.
So and I'm vegan, so I use all vegan ingredients, and it's all natural, so it's not processed. I don't keep anything, there's no longer shelf life, which is,
Right.
I think, good,
Right.
because I don't add preservatives to my products.
Okay. So, what is the acceptance level for these kind of, now that there is so much of awareness of,
Yeah.
diet and nutrition, do you think the acceptance of this has gone up?
It has drastically. I think everyone that I know is into fitness now,
Right.
and is either working out or doing yoga or doing Pilates or something or the other.
Right.
And I believe from the time that I started the industry, I mean, got into this industry till now, it has a huge awareness.
Right.
There's a huge jump. So there are a lot of people inclined, and there are a lot of people who want to switch to a healthier lifestyle,
Right.
especially after COVID and the lockdown.
Right.
There are a lot of people who are taking their health into consideration, which is great. So yeah, it is huge.
तो आपने सुना आज मैं अन्नवी के साथ हूँ. अन्नवी was on the heavier side as a kid, and there was a lot of body shaming, as she's very open about. She went through a lot of trauma in terms of her own colleagues kind of bullying her in school, which is a very common trend. And you also come from, I believe, kind of an orthodox family
Yeah,
who
yeah.
were not very liberal in terms of you
Not at all.
work and work in a fitness industry.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So in school, I didn't even have friends. There were like maybe one or two people who were. I still remember my birthday in school, and I had thrown a party, and I had called everyone, and no one showed up. Vishal. And that was like a major blow to me, because the next day everyone was like, "Oh, she's fat," and after that, I was like, "This is it." And after that, I started transforming myself. So it was more to do with, of course, my family is very, that whole concept of an Indian family watching a girl work in a gym. I think it's still majorly prevalent
Right.
in our country,
Right.
and I want to change that, because why can't a woman go after what she loves without being pressured by society, just
Right.
because she has to be accepted? So I don't believe that, and I don't like to
Annavi,
support
tell me
that.
something. As a kid, when you have peer pressure coming in, and you have got outside pressure also coming in.
Yeah.
Generally, kids who are growing up, who are not guided well,
Yeah.
they would majorly go into depression.
Yeah.
So, were you in the break of that, or
Oh yes,
how did
I
you overcome
was.
that?
I was majorly into depression in my 9th standard, and that was a very tough time for me.
Okay.
So, but I think the best decision, like the best step that I took, the decision was to go to the gym. So that's when I started actually, because I needed an outlet, and I just came across something. I think that time abs had opened up, and we
Right.
were like, let's just go and see what it is like, right? So I started working out, and after that I just blocked everything else out, and I just focused on myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
तो आपने सुना ऑन 99 वर्कआउट्स विद मी एंड अन्नवी. ये अपनी कहानी बता रही है जो बचपन की है. ऑफ कोर्स बहुत लोग ओपन नहीं होते इसके अपने बारे में नहीं बात करना चाहते, बट शी इज़ बीन वेरी वेरी ओपन अबाउट हर सिचुएशंस एंड हाउ शी इज़ ओवरकम. आज अन्नवी इज़ इनटू पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग. शी इज़ गॉट वेरी हाई प्रोफाइल क्लाइंट्स, एंड ये अपनी पैशन लिव कर रही है. एंड ऑफ कोर्स शी इज़ superbly, as you can see, naturally gorgeous, and she's taking care of her health, which is very very important. So tell me something. Do you see a difference now in terms of more women coming in to work out?
Yes. I mean, there are. I know there are few girls who message me on Instagram even now, saying that I'm so inspired by you,
Right.
and how did you get into this? My parents are not allowing me to become a trainer, but this is what I love. And one advice to all of them is just follow your passion. I mean, at the end of the day, your life is meant to be your life, and you're supposed
Right.
to be happy.
Right.
You're not here to prove anything to anyone. So that's my advice to everyone who asks.
I want to ask you something very personal. Like मैंने अन्नवी को जिम में really I've seen her. She works out very sincerely. like पूरी dedicatedly she's involved in her routine जो मैंने personally देखा है हमेशा. मैं एक चीज़ पूछना चाहूँगा, you do a lot of heavy weight training.
Yes.
Is it a rebellious nature which has come inside you, which is making you do that?
Initially, yes, I will not deny it because that was my anger
Right.
and I was set to prove something out.
Right.
But I think as the years passed, I really understood what life is about and why I'm doing this. And the the noise around, that's the people talking, shaming you, talking about you, and putting you down. That's just background noise now. So for me, it's more about what brings me peace. It's like moving meditation. So
Right.
like that 1 hour in the gym that I spend, my phone is off. I do not take calls. I do not answer messages. That is just my time. So
Right.
that hour really helps me focus on other things in life as well.
Right.
So that brings me joy. That brings me peace. That brings me happiness.
So, Annavi, tell me something. मैं जानना चाहूँगा for sure that because you have yourself gone through this process, which I really admire, because I am sure a lot of children who are obese,
Yeah.
especially now in this pandemic
Yeah,
situation
yeah.
where there's no playgrounds open and people are
They're
junking
constantly on their phone.
on the phone, and they're having a lot of junk food, and
Yeah.
still 2 years is a long time. So what is your advice for these children at this moment?
So I think the first thing is get out of the phone because life is not about social media, and pick a sport. So as kids, obviously they will not be inclined towards working out as such.
Right.
So you have to find something you love to do.
Right.
So it can be playing cricket, football, going for a run, doing yoga, whatever you like, any
Right.
sport you like.
Right.
So I think even being active in the day
Right.
really helps kids especially develop a lot of other skills. So it is really important to get out, of the house, get out of the phone, technology, movies, Netflix. I mean, that's like it's like a drug.
I
It's
know,
like
I know, I
you're
know.
constantly
Yeah,
there,
yeah, yeah.
So I think that's one thing kids should.
Wow. So
take up.
rightly said. मैं अन्नवी से एक आखिरी सवाल पूछना चाहूँगा, because she has to get back to her routine, and मेरा जो अगला सवाल है, which is like, what kind of message would you like to spread today, especially for women who come from kind of still this orthodox background, where they're not they're still shy to go to a gym and work out,
Yeah.
So what is the one kind of message which you look with your real life experience?
So one message is first you need to find what you love, and if you're ready to give up, because if with what you love there comes a lot of giving up other stuff.
Right.
So you can't have best of both worlds, right?
Right.
So you need to first be open about what you love and
Right.
be rebellious about what you love.
Right.
And why shouldn't you be happy, right?
Right.
So that's the first step. Figure out what you love. Second, I'm not telling you to fight with your family or lie to them like I did, but you can talk to them. And nowadays, I think parents are a lot more open-minded. They understand a lot of things. Talk to them. Find a mentor. It is really important to find someone who will help you through this. Because if you're surrounded by the wrong people, you're headed for doomsday. So you need good people around you. And yeah, just go for it.
Wow. So rightly said. I summed it up in one word: find a good mentor, be around with positive people,
Yes.
and that's very, very important for after a pandemic for sure. That we need a lot of motivation. So I know that you have one role model, whom we always used to talk about in the gym. Nicole Wilkins. You always
Yeah,
wanted to
she
meet.
was at that time. She was.
So
yes.
has that changed or?
It has changed. I
Okay.
mean, she is still one of my
Yeah.
inspirations, but there are so many beautiful, amazing athletes out there who
Yeah.
are just amazing. Like, so there are many now.
Right.
So right now, I do not follow anyone,
Right.
but I take inspiration from many.
Wow. I would like to add one more question for this, because it's important, because her journey is so amazing, like being kind of rebellious, having kind of a journey in which she followed, and she's got exactly opposite of the fitness side, transformed herself. And my last question, because we are in this time of Olympics, and what I have noticed right now, is there are only women who are
Yeah.
kind of going towards the
Times
medal.
are changing.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there are no men on the
Yeah.
right now. I don't see any men
Yeah.
coming close to a bronze also.
Yeah, yeah.
So do you actually say that sports has also changed and it's getting women
Definitely,
dominated?
definitely. So, firstly, I don't believe in any gender dominating, but I believe equality. So, if
Right.
you are seeing a man doing something and you see a woman can't do it, that's what I don't agree with.
Right.
So, I think times are changing. There are a lot of women who are getting inspired, and even as you rightly said, the Olympics. But I can see that becoming just better from here on. Yeah.
So, thank you so much,
Thank
Annavi,
you for having me.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's just so nice to just quickly have a coffee, and we are meeting after a long
A
time.
long time.
And believe me, you're still the same. There's no change in you. The same
Thank
energy,
you.
and always positive and smiling.
Thank
So
you.
keep watching 99 because this episode is very, very important. And of course, all my guests are important as well. And trust me, the next guest is going to be equally surprising with a new inside story. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Annavi.
Thank you.